Right, very good morning to you. Here we go. The day is here, onset day, Sunday, the 14th of January 2024. We're here to take a look at the Arctic outbreak across the UK this week, and specifically the snowy sweet spots. Lots to get through, so sit back and enjoy the ride. Well, outside at the moment, the cold area is now arriving across the north of Scotland, -10 850s are now flooding into the north of Scotland, and I've had a little look of the camera. This is up in the far north of Scotland at the moment. There's a few flurries in the wind, but yeah, at the moment it is green out there, but that will change over the course of the next few hours and next few days. Temperatures now falling away across many parts of Scotland. We're looking at -1.7 at Sennybridge, -0.9 at Mountbatten, but even places a little bit further south like Glasgow Airport, you're below zero. Top of the hots at the moment, well, 6.9 on the Isles of Scilly, 5.9 at Aberdaron, 4.6 at Capel Curig. These temperatures will fall away as the day progresses. Right, we're now going to take a look at the anomalies for the week ahead. So this is today, the Blues marching into Scotland today. We run this through tomorrow. Look at that. Bitterly cold day across the UK. Monday, that's tomorrow, the 15th. Tuesday, a slight sleety fly in the ointment. We'll come on to that in a moment. Some slightly less cold air, but by Wednesday, the very cold air is pushing back down across the UK. This is Thursday. This is Friday. Just signs by next weekend that we're going to start to bring in some less cold air from the Atlantic as low pressure starts to push in. Right, we're now going to start off by taking a look at your weather forecast. We're going to start off with today. We're going to run the GFS sequence through, and this is it's playing out today. We've a cold front pushing down, a very weak cold front pushing down across the country with snow showers packing in to the usual suspects in the north of Scotland. Today's maximum temperatures, as we've seen, 4s and 5s in the south, falling away, 1s and 2s in the north, sub-zero across many parts of Scotland. Right. Excuse me. Right, we take a look at Monday. So Monday, much the same as today. The big difference is that that cold air will have infiltrated right the way down to the south coast. A dry day, a fine day, a sunny day tomorrow with snow showers just around the northern and perhaps the far eastern fringes on what, as I've said, will be a very, very cold day. Maximum temperatures tomorrow around +1 or 2 degrees in the south, perhaps 4 or 5 in the far southwest, but sub-zero across many parts of northern Britain and some parts of Ireland. Right, we move forward to Tuesday. This is the slight fly in the ointment day. It's been modelled for a while. Just noticed a little area of low pressure just coming in the flow. It just brings in some slightly less cold air, so perhaps a more of a rainy, sleety mix across perhaps the Western Isles and some parts of southwest Scotland for a time. But yeah, another big snow event for many parts of Scotland, especially mid and northern Scotland. And as the day progresses, if you just notice that front then pushes further southwards, lots of snow over high ground, but just a chance that towards those western coasts, we maintain a slightly sort of wetter, sleety mix. Your temperatures on Tuesday, well, they're going to be around about sort of 2s and 3s, so a shade higher than they were on Monday, but yeah, it's still sub-zero across the higher ground and across many parts of Scotland. Right, Wednesday's the day it gets interesting. This is the day that we keep this northerly flow. Now, if you've been keeping an eye on the forecast, we've been tracking this area of low pressure to the south, which brings in a potential snow event. It's back. The GFS are showing it this morning as affecting a potentially disruptive snow event across southern Britain. Just keep an eye on that. That's Wednesday's feature. Further north, continuing very, very cold. Onset, renewed surge of cold, snow showers widespread around those northern and eastern coasts. Right, so temperatures on Wednesday, bitterly cold. Look at that. Sub-zero across many parts of the UK, even down in the south where you're being modelled to get that falling snow. Right, we'll have a look at that Wednesday in a little bit more detail, see how that compares with some other models. But let's now get back to Thursday. So Thursday, Any early snow pushes out the way from the south. We've then got a very showery day across those northern and western coasts, and perhaps places like Lancashire, places like North Wales, the Cheshire Gap, perhaps where you've maybe not seen quite so much in the way of snow shower activity. Perhaps on Thursday, you'll have a better chance of seeing some snow. But once again, a very, very cold day. Plenty of sunshine, but yeah, just some snow showers in those prone coastal spots. So, yeah, bitterly cold theme continues. High pressure to the west, low pressure over Norway. Your maximum temperatures on Thursday, bitterly cold once again, sub-zero across many parts of the UK, perhaps some twos and threes across some sort of eastern and southeastern parts of the UK. But this is interesting. Look down towards the south and the southwest. Maximum temperatures -2. I can only assume that they're programming snow cover on the ground to keep it that cold. Right, we move it now forward to Friday. Friday, things are generally dry. High pressure starts to settle down across the UK. Just some snow showers left across the north. But yes, that will be a fine day. And just start to look towards the Atlantic by the end of Friday. Things do start to become slightly more unsettled from the west later on. Your maximum temperatures on Friday, once again, peaking at no higher than -3 or -4. Quite how accurate they are, I'm not too sure. As I say, I'm guessing that is progging snow cover, but generally a very, very cold day across the UK. Sub-zero for many on Friday. Right, by the time we get to next weekend, next Saturday, we start to look towards the Atlantic for the breakdown to less cold conditions. An Atlantic weather front pushes into Ireland on Friday, bringing with it a band of rain, perhaps preceded by a little bit of sleet and snow. Your maximum temperatures on Saturday, still rather cold across many parts of the UK, but just notice how those temperatures are starting to pick up across Western Britain on Saturday. And then on Sunday, less cold, certainly for England and Wales, those temperatures recovering up to 5 and 6, but still remaining rather cold in Scotland. Right, what we'll do now is I just want to draw your attention to Wednesday feature in the south. We still have a lot of discrepancies with regard to this, so I'm going to show you the GFS, the ECM, and the Icon, and show you their take on it. Then you can draw your own conclusions. Right, so Wednesday from the GFS, as we've seen, it starts off dry, very cold, but it shows a snow event pushing. This is midday Wednesday, just pushing up as far as maybe places like Luton to the north of Cardiff, perhaps even up to the South Midlands before the whole thing starts to then pivot and come back south later on in the day. So this is a huge development. It was shown, it was taken away, but it's back again. So that's your take on it from the GFS. We'll have a look at the Icon's take on it. How do Icon play this one through? Well, Icon, this is early Wednesday morning. They show it again, band of rain in the channel, but once again, just an area of snow further south with this one, just really fringing the far southern counties, perhaps pushing up into parts of East Sussex, Kent especially, perhaps up towards Essex and parts of London later on in the day, before it pushes southwards again. And then if we just take a look at the ECM's take on it, another heavyweight in the modelling world, well, they're not having anything. This is 6 o'clock Wednesday. They keep that feature just across the channel, just across northern France, maybe just flirting with the far southeast coast as a band of rain and sleet before again it recedes out of the way. Right, we'll check this off with the ensembles. So before we start to close this, so 2 metre temperatures in London this week, pretty much close to zero all the way through. We'll take a look at your snow depths, any spikes, what's the signal? Picking it up, isn't it? Picking up the Wednesday feature quite well there. Some of those models going on the GFS up to 14 centimetres. Something to definitely keep an eye on. Right, Manchester, your snow depths. Considerably less now than what was being shown a few days ago, but a very, very cold theme is maintained up there in Manchester all week. You're pretty much at or below zero. But again, notice that warming trend towards next week. And finally, Inverness, well, there you go, sub-zero all week. Perhaps that little sleety mix on Tuesday, just bringing the temperature briefly above zero. generally below zero, temperatures recovering next week. And your snow depths, well, no surprise, you're going to be in the snowy freezer all week up there. Right, snow depth. So two different options. This is what the UKV is playing out, your total snow depths by Friday morning. So they're not going for the snow event in the south. So generally high and dry down in the south and many eastern and central parts of the UK, with all of that snow maintained across parts of Scotland, all those places exposed to those cold north or northwesterly breezes. A few snow showers getting through to North Wales and perhaps parts of Lancashire and some parts of the North Midlands and Northern Ireland, particularly snowy as well. In stark contrast to the GFS's take on it, these are their thoughts on the snow depths. This is once again by Friday morning, accumulated snow. Lots of heavy snow accumulations across many parts of Scotland, the higher routes, the highlands, perhaps some of those eastern coasts. Rather less, though, across the Midlands, but look down towards the south. This is where they're pinning their thoughts on a potentially significant snow event. So lots to keep an eye on. We will be coming back to take a look at that. And if you do like these forecasts, please like and subscribe. You'll get notified when I do these updates. But it's all academic, because by next week, all of that cold air, or most of that cold air, should have been swept out the way. Atlantic low pressure systems are back in place, certainly milder across many parts of England and Wales, but remaining rather cold across Scotland. If you don't like this week's weather, be careful what you wish for, because next week could become potentially disturbed. I'm going to sign off now. All have a lovely rest of the day. Have a lovely weekend. Thanks for watching, and ciao for now.